Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to hold your pencil when sketching. So this may seem kind of silly because everyone's like, well, I'll just hold it the way that I write, like that's how I sketch. But there is a different way, and it may seem very weird to you at first, but with practice, it's going to feel a lot more natural, and actually you'll probably want to go to that style of holding your pencil the more you do it. So this standard style, holding your pencil, I don't know, people hold it in different ways, but holding your pencil like this is the way we hold it to write. And so when we're drawing like this, you're going to get like really crisp lines, and it's going to be a lot harder as we draw with it, whereas it's kind of harder to shade while holding the pencil this way. So what I challenge you to do is to change the way you hold your pencil. So we're going to flip our grip. You're going to hold your pencil in your hand like this, and then you're going to close your fingers around it, and then you're going to turn your hand over like this. So this might feel really weird at first, and it might seem kind of unnatural, but the really good thing about holding your pencil in this sort of sketching style is that it's a lot easier to change the pressure of your pencil to, either really lift off on the pressure or press harder. So you get a lot more variation, but also you're using the whole side of your graphite, and that allows you to shade a lot more easily and get broader marks with your graphite. But one of my favorite reasons why I like to hold my pencil like this is because I feel a lot looser when I do it. So I don't feel so rigid. So when I hold my hand like this, it's like very tight and controlled. But this is a lot more loose and gestural, so it allows me to just feel a lot more comfortable. So I'm just going to erase this here. Maybe I will draw my coffee cup. Yay, coffee. So what makes this style of holding better is I just feel like I can draw a lot more quickly this way. I don't feel so attached to the marks that I'm making. So it's much more gestural, it's much sketchier, if you will, than holding your pencil the regular way. And there's always a time and place to hold your pencil in that sort of writing style. So as you can see, my marks are not super defined. They're very loose. They're not, perfect by any means. I'm making a lot of adjustments as I'm drawing this. And working in this way just really allows me to kind of figure out my placement and just what I want to see in my artwork before I start doing any sort of definition. I got bugs on my mug. I got a bug mug. It's by a really cool ceramic artist who's a friend of mine, Katie Miller. You should check her out. She's pretty cool. She makes a lot of cool ceramics. All right, so basically you can see how loose and gestural my marks are when I'm drawing this way. Then, once I start to feel pretty good about my placement of everything, I can flip my grip back to this sort of writing style and then start to define my edges if I wanted to. you know, this way allows me to control my marks a bit more. It also, I feel like holding your pencil this way, it's more likely that you're going to have harder edges. You're going to probably press a little bit harder with your pressure than you would by holding it the other direction, which is, you know, a plus or a minus. Just depends on what you're trying to do, I guess. So, you know, in this instance, by trying to create crisp edges, then yes, having harder pressure is going to be a benefit to me. But sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you want it to be very soft and have sort of like more delicate edges. And, you know, if that's the case, you could press lighter, obviously. You could use a lighter pencil. So I'm using HB. I could move to an H or an F or something like that and have a harder lead, which is going to in turn give me a lighter sketch mark. But going back to holding my pencil in the sketchy style, usually when I'm shading, I actually like, so moving from holding my pencil like this, I actually like push it way out into the palm of my hand. So this helps if I have a smaller pencil. Maybe I'll grab a smaller one. Yeah, like this. You get a shorter one. It's a little more manageable. But then I can just kind of like use the edges of my pencil to shade with. And so that makes my marks a lot broader so that it's easier to kind of fill the space, but also so that I don't have like super defined lines in my shading. You know, some people like that, some people don't. You know, if you want it to be nice and smooth, this would probably be the way to go. And I find that honestly, the more that I sketch and the more that I've practiced with this, I like change the grip on my pencil constantly. So it moves back and forth really almost subconsciously. Like I don't even think about it too much anymore. So that's another great thing with practice is the more you do it, the less you have to think about what you're doing. And that's pretty neat. So kind of the key differences here in terms of grip is just the quality of mark that you receive and also the movement available to you with your hand. So I'm going to switch back to my bigger pencil, but if I'm holding my pencil in our regular writing grip, we're going to have much more defined marks. And you have to be, I'd say, quite a bit more kind of aware of your pressure as you lift off on your pencil, because you have to almost like lift your hand off. Then holding like this, you're going to get a broader stroke. And I'd say it's actually harder to get this heavy pressure than it is to go lighter. It's easy to kind of lift off on the pressure. So there are some differences in just the type of mark that's created. You know, holding it this way, you can get really sharp marks. Whereas if I hold it this way, the marks are a bit broader because I'm using the side and not the point. So basically, I would encourage you all to try and hold your pencil in the sketch mode, if you will. And, you know, maybe you'll find that you like it. It's probably going to be weird for like a year. But you know, once you get used to it, you'll probably really enjoy it. So that's all I have for you in this video. Thanks for watching and keep creating.